Uncomfortable Convos. It's your boy, the one with the scar on his face, your boy Scarface. And I want to welcome you guys back to another episode. Thank you guys for all the support throughout the years. Because I actually was doing this podcast before, and it was a whole different type of podcast. But as soon as the TikTok blew up and the Instagram and stuff like that, I pivoted the podcast, and it's been doing great so far because you guys love it. And, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes because you originally start with a certain plan doesn't mean it's always going to be that. And now, obviously we talk about relationships, intimacy, spicy things and things like that. So if that's something you like, subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, any audio streaming platform, give us a 5-star, give us a thumbs up wherever you're at, leave a comment, support. It means the world to me. And that can be my Christmas present from you guys. Give us a like, give us a share. If you could do me a favor and just share the podcast as a Christmas gift, please, thank you. And I really do appreciate it. And I mean, we got Christmas coming around the corner, not too far. If you're listening to this, on Christmas or after Christmas, Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? And those that don't support, believe in Christmas, happy holidays, because there are those people out there. But anyways, thank you guys again. Like I said, I truly do support, or not support. I'm so grateful that you guys love what I'm doing. Continue to grow. If you guys haven't followed me on IG, definitely go follow me on IG just in case they ban the TikTok. Okay. So hopefully you guys are going to be spending some time with your family. I went to go see my family last week. And this week I'm going to go spend it with Ari and her kids and her family. So again, we're just moving around, and I'm super excited because 2025 is going to be a year of fucking hustling. You know what I mean? And a lot more content from me. Obviously, I want to be just grinding and give you guys all a bunch of cool content, going to different events around here in Arizona. So if there's events and stuff, I'm going to reach out to some friends that I have out here, be like, hey, if there's an event, let me know. I want to be there. I want to go. I want to get super plugged in with the whole scene out here. So I'm going to watch me. I'm going to make that shit happen. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for always listening. So today, what I actually want to talk about, just because we are around the holidays and then people tend to break up with their significant other, or they had broken up before then. And so I wanted to talk about 10 ways to keep yourself busy or to do when you're feeling lonely. Because again, I've said it. So if you guys have been following the channel for a while, following the podcast, following the TikToks, I was single for 3 years before I got into a relationship. And so, but before that, I was constantly in and out of relationships, not necessarily boyfriend and girlfriend, but I would meet somebody, didn't work out. Meet somebody, didn't work out. Meet somebody, actually date them, or make them boyfriend, girlfriend, didn't work out. It was constant that. And I finally got to a point after that last breakup when I was just you know what? I'm going to take some time for me. You know what I mean? I'm going to take some time for me and focus on me, and which is the best decision I ever made, because obviously my business grew, social media grew, everything grew because I was able to give all my energy and attention to that. Of course, along the way, I talked to a few people, but it didn't really go anywhere. I never had the intentions of actually being with them or pursuing anything with them. So, but regardless, it does get lonely. But once you get past those lonely phases, it's one, you're going to deal with a lot less BS. If somebody does something, you're going to be like, yeah, I was better off single. I don't want to deal with this shit, and things like that. You're going to know your boundaries are pretty clear. Your red flags are pretty clear, because say you do start talking to somebody and you're just you know what? I was better single. I'm going to go do my own thing because I'm not liking this feelings over here, and which is a good and bad thing. Because before I would say I would check out super quick. If someone gave me any shady vibes, anything was off, I'd be like, I was better off by myself. And I would dip out right away, not giving them the benefit of the doubt, and things like that. But which is a good and bad thing, because a good thing, because maybe I got out of a situation before it got bad. Or a bad thing because I never gave them the benefit of the doubt of actually pursuing something and seeing where it went. So, again, pros and cons. So, but like I said, it does get lonely. And there's things that you can do to keep yourself busy, keep yourself distracted. During those times, especially around the holidays, sometimes you see other people in relationships at Christmas parties, at work parties, and things like that, and you're by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being by yourself. I would rather be by myself than be with bad company or a bad someone that I'm not really vibing with, right? So, but during these times when you are like, say you are gonna take a year, hey, I'm gonna take a year. Just focus on me. I'm not gonna give anybody a chance. I'm gonna let them know up front that I'm just focusing on me right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Be clear with people. But here are 10 ways, to get over feeling lonely during those times. All right. So the first one that I have is connect with loved ones. Reach out to family or friends. A simple phone call or a video chat can make a world of a difference. And I'm sure you have like friends, family, somebody you can call and just be like, hey, like what's up? Call your mom. You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling lonely, most of the time your mom's gonna be like, hey, what's up? Like, how's it going? Like, and chat with you and things like that. She's not gonna just be like, don't talk to me unless she's busy. But or friends, and just reach out, be like, and tell them straight up. Don't be afraid not to tell them. Be like, hey, I'm actually feeling kind of lonely right now. Is there, do you have like 10 minutes to chat? Or just be like, hey, I'm feeling this type of way right now. I just need somebody to talk to. I guarantee you they're gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, of course. Like, I'm here. What do you need? Like, or how's your day going and things like that. They're most of the time they shouldn't, if they're real friends or family members, they shouldn't be like, well, just get over it. It's not my, kind of like, it's not my problem, but just get over it. Like, get over it. No, absolutely not. So definitely reach out to a family, a loved one. I did it before. Like, say you start feeling a type of way, hit up a friend. Hey, let's go get some dinner. Let's go get some lunch. Hey, let's go do something, and things like that. Because again, it does get lonely, and you don't necessarily need a friend. For example, like sometimes I go here in Arizona. I know a few people out here. Most of my family is back in Idaho, but I'm not afraid to go and do something on my own, which is different than most people. Some people need somebody to go do something. For example, not too long ago, the game was out here. It was like a car show, music fest, and I went by myself. I went and hung out by myself, watched the concert by myself, and like I am able to do things like that because I'm not reliant on somebody or don't need somebody to be there to do something. Even go eat, go do something. Like I can go by myself. Like I have no issue, right? So, but if you need to reach out to a loved one, just hey, let's go get some dinner. Let's go do this. Let's go get drinks. Let's go to this event. Just even if the event, go by yourself. Just be safe, obviously, and things like that. So. The number 2 that I have here is join a community or a group. Find local groups or online communities that align with your interests, whether it's a hobby, sport, or cause. And there's plenty of communities on Facebook, on Instagram, on or paid communities too, where you can join. And you guys say you're into, like, for example, do a lot of photography and videography, a group of that, somewhere where they can go in there and be creative with each other and talk about it. If that's something you really interest you, religious groups, political groups, there's all sorts of stuff. And there's self-help and motivational groups too that you can join. And it's all about people helping there. I'm sure you've seen people go, I've been to some of these groups, events where it's just nothing but like-minded individuals who want to get better, and so they want to improve in life. They're all with the same mindset, growth mindset, success mindset, willing to grow mindset. And there's people like that and groups like that. And you can find there's thousands and thousands of groups. You just need to do a little bit of research and see what kind of group kind of fits you. Even it's local run groups. There's those too, local food groups, local things that it's weird how local people will get together, complete strangers, and do things together, because maybe they're in the same boat. Maybe they're in the same situation. There's plenty of this stuff out there. You just need to do a little bit of research and look for it. Nobody's going to come and show it to you, give it to you on a silver platter or anything like that, okay? You need to actually do a little bit of work and go find some of this stuff. So, and number 3, which is a great one, volunteer your time. Helping others can provide a sense of purpose and connection. Look for shelters, food banks, or community events to get involved to. Now, I knew some people who would donate some time and go work at the dog shelter, and things like that. Go help. There's soup kitchens. Yeah, some of them get a little bit intensive. I remember we went to go help at the soup kitchen one time, and it was a little. You had to cook. You had to do this. You had to do that. but at the end, you get like a fulfilling feeling, like you feel like, hey, like I'm glad I was able to help, donate some time, wherever it is, like, and it keeps you busy for a few hours. Yeah, you're not getting paid, but that's the point. You're going to donate your time, volunteer, and there's plenty of things too. Like if you're like a single mom, uh, get involved with your school. They have plenty of events, always looking for volunteer chaperones, volunteer this and that to help out. Church events, always volunteers. There's plenty of things that you can volunteer for, to join, to help, to keep yourself distracted. You know what I mean? Instead of like locking yourself up and being like, I'm so alone. No, get involved with some of these volunteer groups, volunteer your time, donate your time. There's plenty of groups, like I said, there's like the soup kitchen, the dog shelter, or even make your own, like hey, like I'm gonna go and do this. Like I know some people record it, nothing wrong with it, because I like it when people show that they're helping other people. They'll like go buy a bunch of food and donate it to like homeless people and stuff like that. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. Make your own type of like how you're going to help people, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can go buy a bunch of things, and then especially right now around Christmas or the New Year's, if you want to go and like donate maybe some gloves and stuff like that, get to pair yourself up with a business and be like, hey, let's do this together. It's crazy how like there's a lot of people are willing to work with you and do things like this. You just need to reach out. You just need to take a little bit of time. And trust me, like this stuff takes up your time. During those 3 years, like I was not obviously like helping wherever I could here and there, but just keeping myself busy, like that's the best thing I did. All right, so the next one that I do have is pursue a new hobby. Dive into something you've always wanted to try, like painting, gardening, or learning a new instrument. This can shift focus from loneliness to creativity. Absolutely true, because like I said, I focused heavily on my business and social media. This is going to contradict the one coming up here in a little bit, but you'll see. I focused a lot on, like I said, my business, social media, and things like that, and everything grew. Pursuing stuff like that and keeping your mind busy, sometimes you forget that you're single. You forget, you do run into those times. I'm not gonna act like you don't, where you're just like, damn, it'd be nice to have somebody right now to like celebrate this, to celebrate that, go do this, go do that, or just have somebody to talk to, just, and things like that. That physical touch and stuff like that totally makes sense. But pursuing a new hobby, like whether if it's a new hobby or business, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like to start a new business. Because let's be honest, when you're in a relationship, that relationship takes up a lot of time, and you have to invest a lot of time into a relationship, a lot of your time and effort, right? But if you can redirect that time and effort into a business, a hobby, and things like that, you'll see, like you see people like they get into a breakup, go back to school, start a business, side hustle, or something like that, and then it grows into something, because now you have all this time that you want to dive, put into this, because you don't want to think about this person, your ex, or anything like that, or you just want to forget hey, I'm just gonna focus on me for a little while and things like that. Say you're gonna focus on you for like 6 months, and that 6 months might turn into a year might turn into 2, and that's fine. Like if you find somebody along the way, then cool. But keep yourself distracted with like I said, a new hobby. I personally, hobbies are cool. Don't get me wrong. A lot of hobbies can turn into a business, but I would pursue that side hustle that you've always wanted to start. Because most of the time, if you focus really hard and put in that work, that side hustle turns into the main hustle. uh, I can, speak to that. Something that started as a side hustle turned into a main hustle, and here we are. That's what I'm saying. Like it can happen, but you have to put that time and effort into it. Nobody is going to come and give it to you. I'll tell you that right now. And there's no perfect time to get started. The perfect time is now. Just get started. Whatever it is, just get started. Don't wait for fucking New Year's. If you're that person, you're not going to get anywhere. Oh, just wait until Monday. No. Start tomorrow. Start now. When you're listening to this, research whatever you need to research. I hate it when people are like, I need to research no, absolutely. Researching is going to take you 5 minutes. That's a cop out to me. That's an excuse to me. So definitely pursue something, because like I said, it was able to change my life and where I'm going. Because I was able to focus on the side hustle, and it, like I said, it turned into the main hustle. And, here we are. thriving, glowing, and growing. You know what I mean? So got to drink that protein. Got that workout in this morning. Oh, speaking about workout, get outdoors. Physical activity, especially outdoors, boosts endorphins and connects with nature. Take a walk in the park, or hike a local trail. My bad. I'm over here. You can't read. um, but have you ever? I try to explain this to people. When I go outside and run, afterwards I feel so motivated. The creativity is through the roof. The energy is through the roof. The motivation is through the roof. Like, this is outside. Yeah, you get this somewhat from the gym too. Don't get me wrong, like being indoors, but there's something about being outside. I remember sometimes I would go on a bike ride and just that feeling being outside, the wind hitting you, you're like motivated. You got all these endorphins going through your body, like you're super motivated, creative, and when you're feeling in a rut or lonely, just get out and see people. You don't have to necessarily socialize with them, but get out. If you live somewhere where it's cold, I get it, but you can still go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, that's where the gym comes in. Like, go, even if you're too scared to work out and stuff like that, go jump on a treadmill, jump on a bike, jump on an elliptical, and just go. And you'll see, like, you'll start feeling a lot better. Nobody has ever felt like shit after work. I mean, you feel like, damn, I'm fucking tired. But no one has ever been like, damn, I wish I didn't do that right now. No, they feel great afterwards. And especially if you can go outside and do something. I'm telling you, like, just that. This morning, I went on a run. I did, I think, what was it, 3.5 miles this morning? I felt great, just being outside. The sun is out. That's why I love Arizona. Sun is out. It's not too, it's kind of chilly in the morning, but not that bad. I had a hoodie on. But right now it's probably like, what, 70, 75 degrees outside. Luckily it's cool in here, or else this jacket would be fucking hot. But just afterwards, I felt great and still feel great. I felt motivated, inspired, creative. Like, I was thinking about different ideas I could do, and things like that in different ways. That's why even running outside, that's why I said 2025, I'm just going to destroy it with content. That was from this morning, from running, just like running in your own head and your thoughts and stuff, being outside. I was just like, I need to fucking kill it. I need, like, 2025 is going to be an insane year for you. This is where I'm just going to make everything, like, everything popped off, right? But I'm just going to make everything really pop off in 2025. And you'll see. But you get these moments and feelings from being outside, being physical. Even if, like I said, if you live somewhere where it's a little bit chillier, a little bit colder, like Idaho, go to the gym. Go, even if you don't go and lift weights because it's intimidating, go and get on a treadmill. Go and get on an elliptical. But I wouldn't recommend doing it at home because you don't get that feeling, if it makes sense. Like, I have a walking pad over at the office, and yeah, it's cool because I get my steps in, but I get a different feeling when I either walk outside or walk at the gym, or hit the Stairmaster at the gym. Like, it's a different type of feeling. There's a bunch of people around you, meaning like they're looking to also get better. It's inspiring. It's motivating. And so that's why I mean, like, if you can go to the gym, I would prefer you do that compared to trying to do it at home. Just get over that. Everyone's going to stare at me. No one cares. Like, I'm being 100% honest. Nobody gives a fuck. No one's like, oh, damn, what is he doing? I see people who are like super big at the gym, super slim at the gym, like all over. Everyone's there for one reason, and that's to get better. That's it. If you're looking to get better, the gym, boom. And there are very few, very, very small, it's like 0.001% that people go and judge. And those people, they got obviously something wrong with them, but for like 99.99%, everyone's there just to get better. No one cares what you look like or how you're working out. I've never been to the gym and be like, oh shit, look at that idiot. No, obviously, like, you see people do these weird things. That's why they make the videos, because they do like a workout completely fucking wrong. Meaning, like, you're just like, what are you doing? Because for the most part, you can get a sense of how to do the workout. Some people just do some really weird, intense things. Obviously somebody's going to look at you and stare at you. Like, if you go to the cables and you're doing some wild ass workout, people are obviously going to look. But if you're just using it for what they're used for, no one bats an eye. The only reason they're going to look over maybe because they're trying to get on it next and wait for you to hop off. That's it. You know what I mean? Arizona is the first place. Like the gym I go to is busy for the most part. And here it's like people will wait around for the machine because obviously sometimes it gets super busy and that's the only way to wait for the machine is like to hang around. Usually in Idaho, it doesn't get as packed here. It's funny because I went to the gym with my little brother when I went back. It felt so empty compared to here. You know what I mean? Like here, when you go during a busy time, like it's packed. It's really hard to get a workout in. Usually you have to like wait around or you have to wait for something. Or if like something was like in Idaho and something is busy, you just go and do a different machine or different workout that you were going to do and then come back. Here, they're using that one, and then you go over there, they're using that one. You go to another one, they're using that one. So finally, you just have to wait for something to open up and then do it. Like that's the first time me running into that, which is, we adapt, right? So definitely get active, definitely get outdoors. It helps with being lonely. The next one we have, this is why I said it's going to contradict what I said. Limit social media use. Sometimes social media can exacerbate loneliness. Take a break and focus on in-person and meaningful online interactions. And this is what I mean. Like social media has been good for me. Of course, do I know it's people's highlight reels? Absolutely. Not a lot of people post, oh, this is going on. Oh, like this, or this, some people do, shout out to them for being able to do that. But for the most part, people post their highlight reel and people think, oh, my life is supposed to be like that, or their life is so much better than mine because they're doing X, Y, and Z. No, you need to realize that people will post their best stuff on there. They're not going to get in a fight with their girl and then just be like, well, this fucking happened. She started crying. I started getting mad. I threw a dish across the room, and things like that. No, people aren't going to post stuff like that. People are going to post, hey, like we're on vacation. We're doing this. Everything's so great and merry. God, life is beautiful. But then like as soon as the camera goes off, like for example, I say this all the time. I remember this one chick, on social media, she makes it seem like she's an incredible mom. Oh, she's like this, and this. Oh, she's great. Oh, like, I'm great. Like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But when you actually see what happens, she would post her child and stuff like that, make it seem great on social media. But then as soon as the post was up, she was just like on her phone. And just on her phone, her kid would come up and she'd be like, yeah, like kind of like, go play. Like kind of like, leave me alone right now. I'm on the phone. Scrolling social media, making a post, making me seem like an amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like you need to be careful. Like when people post some of these things, they make themselves seem absolutely great. I'm not great. I say all the time, like there's a reason I can talk a lot of these topics because I'm not great. I'm not perfect. I've done my dirt. That's just me. And I'm not going to lie about it. I'd rather just be upfront and straight up honest. And that's why you guys love this stuff. But social media, the reason I say it's good is because you can grow a business. Businesses have literally been built through social media, just posting on stuff. Like if you make something creative, you can create a business off of social media, make money, sell a product, and things like that. If you do it the right way, just because you post something to sell on social media doesn't mean necessarily it's going to go viral and you're going to start a business. No, there's ways to it, but it can happen, or build a following, some sort of influence, some sort of community and things like that. You can definitely do it. And it's beneficial because obviously it's going to help you pursue that and it's going to open up new doors. But, if you're on social media and you're that type of person that, oh, she's doing this, oh, they're doing that. Like we never do anything. Like, no, they probably didn't post that they got in a fight earlier, For example, like when I took pictures of some people, they literally got in a fight before showing up to take the pictures. And then I made them seem like they were, so much in love, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, you need to see through these smoking mirrors and stuff like that. It's funny because, like, I also did a wedding, too, one time where, everything was great. Something went completely south, and then the husband got upset, left. And then, obviously, he left the entire reception. Didn't even show up. Like as soon as the reception started, he was probably there maybe 45 minutes, and then they got upset. He dipped out, and so we didn't get no like cake pictures, no dances, no nothing, nothing. It was just literally the beginning, like where they obviously like the reception where they like uh say their vows and things like that, and then you know how they have the party. We did the reception, went to go take some pictures, came back to the party. He was there for like 45 minutes, got upset, and dipped out. But of course, the pictures made it seem like they were so in love, but in reality, there was a lot of issues going on. I don't think they should have got married, to be honest. So that's why I take social media with a grain of salt. Just because they're on there and saying like, "Oh, everything is great, my life is so beautiful," like X, Y, and Z. Um, Again, like some of these models, like acting like they're traveling around all of like, there's somebody paying for that, and you'd be surprised who it is, or you'd be surprised what they're doing. Okay, like a lot of these girls. I mean, I'm not saying nothing bad about it. Like, if you want to do OF and get your money, get your money. You know what I mean? But don't act like you're not doing that. Like you're running some sort of business, Fortune 500 company, and you know what I mean? And acting like that's what's paying. No, absolutely not. But there, and like I said, there's nothing wrong. If that's what you want to do, then go for it. There's no hustle, get your money, get your bag. Uh, but some people need to realize that that's what they're probably doing to get their money. For example, there was this one time a while back ago. I was always curious how this girl was always traveling. I knew something was fishy because somebody told me where she had work, where she was working at the time, and I'm like, how is she making enough money to live where she's living at right now? Because it's obviously not cheap. And then also to be able to travel here, do this, that here, and so on and so forth. Again, I'm thinking, well, who knows? Maybe she does make good money doing that, right? But I was like, something is off. To come to find out later on, one of her friends told me that she was actually, she wasn't on OF. It was weird. It was like some sort of Reddit group, and people would request for her to do things. Like, for example, like to put a certain color of like butt plug, right? And she would do it, take pictures, and send it to him like a custom request, you know, and things like that. And I was just like, what? And she's like, yeah, that's what she does, you know. And since she's a good looking girl, a lot of guys were asking, hey, do this for me, hey, do that, hey, do this, hey, do that. Uh, and which I guess the reason she was doing it through Reddit was because nobody would know it was her, because she had like a anonymous profile, meaning like it had a weird username, didn't have her pic, like it had kind of what she looked like, kind of what her body looked like, not really her face, because she didn't want her uh, face out there, but I guess she had her body, and obviously guys were like, oh my god. And so they would ask for special requests. Nothing that I know of, nothing crazy, like obviously like stick a bottle in it, you know, or anything like that. No, it was usually, hey, like do this, or hey, can you do this, send me something like this. And she would be like, yeah, okay, it's going to be this much, and people would pay, you know. And people, guys are weird, they would feel like it was like she was doing it for them, like they were special. Jesus Christ. So that's why, like, again, take social media with a grain of thumb. That's how I found out how she was supporting her lifestyle. And I'm like, makes sense now. Totally makes sense now. All right. So number 7 is practice self-reflection. Journaling, meditating can help you process feelings and loneliness and understand your needs better. Now, this is something I struggle to do because people tell me to journal. Like, I got a lot of shit going on in my head, and people are like, if you just like write it down, it helps. I still haven't done it, but I've heard great things about it. Something about journaling, take some time to meditate, and things like that. Maybe here in 2025, that's something I actually start doing, because I know if I get myself more busy, just these ideas are just going to be flowing through the head, right? And let's be prepared for those, like those sleepless nights again, because like a lot of shit is going on through my head. So like if I just like write it down, they said it's like, all right, now you got it out of your system, you'll be able to sleep well. So this is something, like I said, I've never really done, but I've heard great feedback from other people. And this is something that I should start implementing, especially since I struggle to sleep. Usually I take melatonin or something like that to help me sleep because I'm super jealous of people who can just lay there and just knock the fuck out. I wish I lay there and I'm just like thinking of shit and like, I'm like, what the fuck? I ended up having to take melatonin because I can't fall asleep. So all right, so the next one that we do have is attend networking or social events. Meetup groups, workshops, or industry events can introduce you to like-minded individuals. Now, this one is, I 100% agree with it. Not too long ago, we went to the Petrobet David event out in Florida, and just the people that were, everybody was there to grow, to get better, to get introduced to other people where they can network and grow. Like if you have whatever business you have, if you're in like into makeup, esthetician, like whatever it is, photography, go to these events, network with these people, small and like local or just somewhere where you have to travel. Go learn new things, network with other people, because this is going to help you also make your business grow. For example, what I mean is like, say you don't know what your next move is to grow your business, but you go to an event like this and you talk to the right person and you're just like, oh shit, that's what I need to do. You know, sometimes you don't know your next move until you go to an event like this and you learn, I'm like, oh shit, this is my next move, you know, that I need to do. So that's why going to these networking events, like I said, local, whatever the case may be, whatever business you're in, and also to like to bigger ones, meetup groups, workshops, like learn your craft, perfect your craft, get better. I remember when I was I'm still doing photography and videography, but I would sign up for a bunch of like classes and courses to learn how to do this, free and paid. Like I would do both. People don't know that. People don't know that I would watch all these videos like how to do this, how to do that, how to color grade, how to do this, you know, but I was investing my time into this stuff, you know, and they really didn't have any stuff locally, especially because Idaho is a little bit smaller. So I'm sure it's different here in Arizona, but that's another reason why I'm going to reach out to a friend. And some of these people are super plugged in with the whole Arizona scene. And that's something that I really want to get involved in because I want to start making some bigger and better moves, get involved with a bunch of different companies here this next coming and work, like bring people on the TikToks. There's a couple people I'm trying to work out times with right now to get on the TikToks to ask them questions. And then I also like bring guests on the podcast, but I want to bring valuable guests. I don't want to have just a random person on the podcast now. Absolutely not. People like when I'm going to have guests on the podcast is because they're bringing some sort of value to you guys. You know, I don't want you guys to tune in and be like, oh, just some random chick, it's some random dude. No, if they have some sort of crazy divorce story or like a therapist or something like that, somebody like that's going to bring you guys value, that's who I want to have on the podcast. But I'm going to meet those people going to networking events, going to different events. And that's something I really want to get involved in this coming year. So like I said, attend those. They help a lot. And especially keeping you busy. Like, again, we're trying to keep ourselves busy and not be lonely. So, and number 9 that we have is adopt a pet. I mean, you can totally adopt a pet, but it depends on your lifestyle. Like if you're busy like myself, having a pet is going to be kind of difficult because I hardly have time to do other things. So imagine trying to dedicate my time and effort to a dog, right? Or whatever the case may be. You have to feed them, you have to walk them, you have to clean up their stuff, you know, making sure they're taken care of, take them out and play and stuff like that. Like this is all time you have to invest into that. And I would rather just like do what I'm doing now instead of like doing that. Maybe later on. But right now I just can't, especially what I got going on. Don't get me wrong, dogs are awesome. I love it. In the future, I would want to have a dog, but where I have more time for the dog, if that makes sense. So definitely adopt a pet and something, not just like some random pet. Just be like, oh, I got a snake that just sits in the thing. No, something where you can like get involved with the pet, you know. Like I said, like the dogs, you can take them out for walks. You can take them to the dog park. You can take them here. A cat too, or something like you can hold. Get something that, you know, you're going to be able to connect with on that level. Not just something you're going to throw in a cage, but something that you're going to be involved with the pet, right? Again, like a cat, dog, something like that, where you can be more involved with them and you can do things with them. So, and the last one, but definitely not least, seek professional help. Alone, if loneliness feels overwhelming, consider talking to a therapist. They can provide strategies to cope and help you build meaningful connections. Now, I always say there's nothing wrong paying for counseling, nothing wrong paying for a therapist. They're there to help. Your friends and family can only help you so much. And at the end of the day, they got shit to do too, other things to worry about. So they're really your worries and stuff like that are not their top priority. Let's be honest. Like if a friend comes up to you and like, oh, I'm in a breakup, I'm going through this, you'd be like, oh, like we're gonna get through this, it's gonna get better. But at the end of the day, you're just like, damn, it's not my problem. You know what I mean? Like I got my things I need to worry about. But if you pay for a therapist or counseling, that's what they're getting paid. This is how they make a living, is helping people. Again, let me say it again. This is how they make a living, helping people. So they help people. They got to make a living. They got, obviously, people, I'm not going to pay someone to talk about my problem. No, this is what they do. Kind of like whatever your job is, that's what you get paid for. No one's ever like, oh, that's what you do for money. Like, I can't believe I have to pay you that. No, that's what they do for a living. And they got to make a living too. So they're going to charge you. It's not going to be free. But the help is going to be so much more beneficial because they're actually going to do whatever it takes to help you, because this is how they get referrals. This is how they get more business. This is how they keep food on their plates. This is how they keep a roof over their head, is by helping. So if they're not helping, obviously they're not going to be in business very long, but they're there to help. They genuinely want to help. They're going to put the right strategies, right things to do, and talk about trying to get to that deep, like what is actually wrong. Or what is actually bugging you? What are you struggling with? And things like that. And then be like, hey, this is what we need to do to get out of this. This is what we need to do to get better with this. So that's why I always say there's absolutely nothing wrong with paying. They keep you anonymous. It's not like they go there and then they post on their social media, hey, guess who's here? No. Just go. Obviously don't tell people, hey, I'm going to go do this. Hey, I'm going to do that. Like if it's not something that's going to bug you. But at the end of the day, like I'm glad now everything is becoming more normalized, where it's okay to talk about this. Like it's okay to get therapy. It's okay. Like it's actually normalizing now, where it's not, damn, you're getting help. Like what's wrong with you? He's weird. Something's a little crazy. No, now it's like, oh, okay. Like I get it. I get it. Yes. Like there's a lot of people getting help out here that need to talk to somebody, need to get that therapy, because everyone's been through their issues or got their issues going on. Nobody's perfect. Come on, let's be honest. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has their shit they're going through. So definitely don't be afraid to seek professional help. I highly, highly, highly encourage it. I do it, done it, and something that does help. Because again, everybody has their personal issues that they go through, and seeking the help is better than just not. And especially if you're feeling super lonely, even like by doing some of these other things, if you're still feeling that loneliness, I think it's not relationship based. You know what I mean? Like I think there's something deeper going on. Because even some people in relationships feel lonely. Like let's be honest. So, but definitely if you're feeling some type of way, definitely go get help. And it definitely helps with the loneliness. They're also going to help you with like, hey, this is where some things you can do. You know what I mean? Like that are going to keep you distracted and realize like what is actually bugging you too. So definitely go get help no matter what, even if you're feeling low, whatever way you're feeling that's not positive, definitely go get help for that. Because we obviously want nothing bad to happen to anybody. That's why I always encourage it. I always like, yes, definitely go do this. This is something I really encourage. I'm sure you guys heard it plenty of times on my TikToks and IG. Definitely follow me there too. So, but again, I want to thank you guys. I've gone through a lot of these things and I've implemented a lot of these things into my life, especially during that 3-year span that I was single. I think that's the longest I've ever been single, was those 3 years. And trust me, where it got me to, like focusing on me and doing some of these things, is I'm just so grateful. Yeah, during the time, obviously, like I said, you get lonely, you go through ups and downs, but like if you can learn how to navigate that, like where you can get to is crazy insane. So definitely focus on you for a little while, and especially if you've even if you're single right now and you're figuring out some ways to get over this loneliness, I just gave you 10. Okay. So you better go and implement some of these. I better not be here, hey, like I'm lonely. I'm going to be like, did you do any of these 10? Or I'm going to be like, hey, yo, check out this podcast. Listen to this podcast. You might learn. You might pick up a thing or two. But anyways, I want to thank you guys again for always tuning into the podcast, always checking it out. Love you guys. Give us a thumbs up, share it as a Christmas present, please. Thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys.